What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully everyone is doing well and having a great day so far. It is time now for the Tuesday weather update for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. You just clicked on to today's weather update for the United States, where I will go over all the expected weather over the next 7 to 10 days, which will feature multiple storm systems. One that's getting ready to come on the coast in the west, and another that is going to impact the Northeast with, yes, the S word. Some places will see snow. Other places will see far too much rain in just a short period of time. So if you're new to my channel, want to stay informed with what's going on in the weather world in the United States, and, well, sometimes headlines about extreme weather events in other parts of the world, just subscribe down below. Give this a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. Alrighty, we have to start off with today's weather headline, and it's not really a headline, it's something from the Weather Prediction Center that just does not happen all that often. And that is, the Weather Prediction Center has now issued a Day 3, you've heard me correctly, Day 3 high risk of excessive rainfall for portions of northern California. This means there is going to be an extreme amount of rainfall in a very short period of time. Although this will be a long duration event, there is going to be too much rainfall in this period of time, and the worst of it is looking to be on Day 3, which will probably be Wednesday into Thursday. There's a moderate risk on Wednesday as well. Yeah, this is really a crazy storm system, and there also is a moderate risk on this day as well. That does extend into portions of southern Oregon. So, yeah, this event, it just continues to look more and more impressive. And take a look at it on the satellite picture here. You can see here a well-defined area of low pressure, a very strong storm system. I mean, the pressure with this storm system has really dropped. Remember yesterday when that storm system was out here? Look how much more organized it is since our video yesterday. But there's something else you're seeing here. Look at this. You're seeing the old-fashioned atmospheric river, where there's just a river of moisture that is just streaming towards the coast. And this is going to be the case for day after day after day. You can see this cloud deck goes all the way back, way into the Pacific, even just south of Alaska. This whole cloud deck goes. So you have a long duration of moisture coming from this jet that is just going to literally just keep pounding the same areas again and again. The rest of the country, well, we do have this boundary that is in the eastern United States, and that's one piece of the puzzle that will start to develop for the storm system in the Northeast, which that's going to be a multi-day system as well, although it won't have as much moisture as the storm system on the West Coast, which in some places there will be double-digit rainfall amounts. All right, now we get to the radar picture, and we can see the early stages of that West Coast storm system are starting to come on shore. There is some heavy rainfall just east of Washington. So places like Seattle, Portland, Oregon, yeah, you're going to get into some steady, heavy rainfall as we get later in the evening. Even some moisture already starting to head into Northern California, and this is just only the beginning. The worst is yet to come. Taking a look down here across the Florida Panhandle, Tallahassee, you're starting to get some rainfall. Atlanta, you had some showers today, maybe even a period of rainfall, and this is a front that is eventually going to push southeast. Behind this front, some of the coldest air of the season for the southeast will occur. Temperatures in the 30s at night. Florida, even 40s for you down into central and southern Florida at nighttime. Yes, it is going to be really chilly for you. We have some showers over Pennsylvania, eastern Kentucky. Nothing major yet in the Northeast, and any rain we do get in the Northeast is well needed. It is extremely dry. I just saw a picture just today of a reservoir here in southeast Pennsylvania, Green Lane Reservoir, and let me tell you, I didn't see much in the way of water. Yeah, it was dry. I actually saw bare ground in many of that picture. There was more than one picture. I actually saw bare ground in many of those pictures. Something I've never seen happen before, at least not in my area. All right, taking a look now at the hazards from the National Weather Service, and, well, there's quite a few here. First off, we do have red flag warnings still in Massachusetts. I do believe there is still a still a wildfire ongoing there. The good news is with this storm system coming, it's going to be long duration. It's going to have periods of rain, showers, even, yes, higher elevation snows. It's going to keep the ground wet for several days. That is a good thing. Now we come here to the central region, the northern plains, and we do have high wind warnings up. We also have winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings up, especially in portions of North Dakota. And there is just one blizzard warning in northeastern Montana. This is that storm system we were watching last week that at one time was expected to be more east. Well, this is where it ended up. And then we get to the west coast where we have high wind warnings. We have wind advisories. We have, even in Nevada, red flag warnings. We have blizzard warnings up for portions of Washington, winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, and within all this, there is even flood watches. You just can't see them on here because there are so many different hazards listed. I mean, this is a full slate of hazards here, and this is going to remain intact for the Northwest for several days. And when I'm talking about blizzard warnings and winter storm warnings, the mountains, you're going to be measuring snow by feet, not by inches, but by feet, because it's just going to be a continuous snow. If ski resorts, you'll love it, but it's going to be hard to pass those areas. All right, taking a look at the National Hurricane Center, nothing over the next 7 days. That is some good news, finally. And taking a look at what's going on from the Storm Prediction Center, now you're not seeing any risk here for today, tomorrow, or even Wednesday for that matter, or Thursday for that matter, but I'm a little interested in the fact that there may be something that happens in Pennsylvania. I'll show you that on the modeling in just a moment. I do also have to show you this. Once again, excessive rainfall expected. Slight risk in Florida Panhandle for today. Slight risk in Northern California and Oregon. And then day 2, that goes to moderate, which would be Wednesday night into Thursday, and then high risk on Thursday. Thursday is just going to be an awful day for Northern California. Now taking a look at the expected precipitation amounts, and wait till you see this. There have been some changes, not just in the west, but in the east. Look at this. Precipitation amounts in the northeast have gone up somewhat, and you're seeing a couple red specks, which means over 3 inches of rainfall, or 3 inches of precipitation. I gotta say the words precipitation, because there will be some snow in portions of New York State, maybe Vermont, maybe the higher elevations of New Hampshire, western and central Pennsylvania. Yes, you could change over to snow, an elevational snow event. But nonetheless, these precipitation amounts are well needed because it has been just so dry. I wish we could include more places in the mid-Atlantic, but the storm system's just not going to set up far enough south. Taking a look at the west coast, you can see here these yellows have actually expanded now, and the golden colors, 10 to 15 inches rainfall. In fact, I think there's going to be someone who sees over 15 inches of precipitation from this storm. I really think it is going to happen. And we're even talking about 5 to 7 inches of precipitation all the way up to the Canadian border. So this is really a major storm. There's going to be power outages. There's going to be flooding. Any roads up into the mountains because of the snowfall that occurs up there, yeah, forget about that. You're not getting up there anytime soon. There'll be downed trees, wires. This is a serious storm, my friends, so you want to take it seriously. All right, now let's take a look at the 18Z HRRR. There's a few things I want to show you on this. First off, let's pause this overnight tonight. There comes the heavy rainfall on the coast, west coast, and as the night goes on, it will get worse, and then eventually we are going to see some banding, that just a fire hose of moisture that just stalls over Northern California. And you can see here it kind of backs off a little bit tomorrow, but then look what happens as we head towards Thursday. You can see here it really starts up again, but I need to zoom this in. There's something else I have to show you. Take a look at this. Yeah, look at this wicked little feature here. Now, the Storm Prediction Center is not putting a risk of severe weather in the mid-Atlantic, but modeling, some of the high-res models have been showing some sort of a squall line coming through Pennsylvania, portions of Maryland, and even into Delaware. We'll have to keep an eye on that if that should occur, because remember, this is a very potent storm system, and that's not really what I want to show you, but this is a very potent upper-level system, so the energy could generate a wind threat, and maybe some thunderstorms do form, and then eventually, you can see here, that eventually slows down fills in, and then our area of low pressure develops off the New Jersey coast, Connecticut, Long Island, New York City. Moisture will eventually back into you, and if that's going to just probably stay there all day Thursday, Friday, maybe even Saturday. This system will curve back in, do a loop, and then exit eventually Saturday evening. And I'll show that to you on the rest of the model guidance. NAM, we're going to keep this on the national level. Let's put it back to the start of the run. You can see here comes that heavy rainfall for the Pacific Northwest, the mountain snows. And as we head to Wednesday evening, look what happens. That fire hose does set up over portions of California, and it just keeps going and going. And it actually gets reinforced on Thursday. And that's why there is a high risk, because at that point, the ground really won't be able to handle any more precipitation. And here comes that system in the northeast. We can see there's the primary low. It then transfers to a new low. That primary low shifts south. This is all part of an upper level low. And there's just going to be lots of energy rotating around this storm system. And look what happens. Yes, you're seeing snow. Not only in the Northeast, you're also seeing snow across portions of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, maybe some accumulation for you, but where I'm more interested in for accumulation is the higher elevations of New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania as well. Lower elevations, don't expect much in the way of accumulation, but this could be a significant snow event for the higher elevations. And by the way, we're at Thursday evening, almost going into Friday. Yeah, it's still raining on the West Coast. Like I said, long rotation event for you that will continue into the weekend. And as I advance this into Friday, you can see that coastal system actually then becomes an inland system, and it starts to sink south. And look at this. This is significant snows for western New York, portions of western Pennsylvania. Now, if you're near Lake Ontario and Lake Erie, the wind will be blowing off the water. That may keep your temperature down, so you may not see snow out of this. It may mix with rain. I mean, you may see some mixing at times, but because of the temperatures of the water being warm, that warm air is going to blow over you and keep your temperatures down. But take a look at this. Even Friday night into Saturday, you're still seeing some snow. Maybe, I mean, Allentown, Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey, maybe you'll flip the snow. Philadelphia is right on the line. I think temperatures are going to be just a little too warm. But then what happens? Take a look at this. Another area of low pressure develops, and that will be the one that will eventually push out. But this is all part of an upper level system, and I'm going to show it to you at the 500 millibar level. Watch what happens. Here it comes from the Midwest. It comes down, and it just gets stuck. It's literally an atmospheric bowling ball, if you will, and it just gradually takes its time to exit. And you can see here, finally, as we head into Saturday, it's going to slowly exit, but temperatures are going to be raw, chilly. It's not going to feel nice outside. Wind chills in much of the Northeast will be in the 30s. Air temperatures along the I-95 corridor probably in the 40s at best. I don't think it's going to drop into the 30s. It could drop into the 30s in the overnight time period, going back up into the low to mid 40s during the daytime. But of course, if you are up in upstate New York and higher elevations of Pennsylvania, you could see temperatures get near freezing while it's snowing. And take a look here at the end of the NAM. Look at that flow. Look at that onshore flow in the West Coast. Yes, that's indicating that, yeah, things are going to just continue to keep on going. I'll show you the European now, because we need to show how long this is going to go on the West Coast. Here's Thursday. Here's Friday. And look what happens as we head into Saturday. Now, here's that system in the Northeast. We can see it slowly starts to exit. And you do actually get a break on the West Coast. But look what happens as we head into Sunday. Here comes another storm system. Now, this storm system for Sunday, there are some indications, as you can see here in the European. Maybe it sets up a little further south. That wouldn't be a terrible thing, because Southern California does need the rainfall. And we can see here, as we continue into next week, the southern track does continue. But things do start to eventually dry out by the time we get closer towards Thanksgiving on the West Coast. Let's take a look at the European ensemble. Take a look at this. Yeah, look at that deep, cold air with this upper level system that's basically going to cut off in the Northeast. You can see temperatures will be below average across all of the East Coast through at least Sunday. And then that will slowly start to erase. and we come into a little bit more of a zonal flow, which means temperatures closer to average, and things will still be slightly above average in the west coast. Southeast, things will warm back up as we head into the weekend. And right now, this is the European ensemble. The early look for Thanksgiving does show a trough trying to develop in the midsection of the country. So for some places on Thanksgiving, it could be rather cold. All right, drought update, we'll get that tomorrow. Excuse me, no, we will get that on Thursday. And taking a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, you can see below average in the west, slightly above average in the up. You know what? That's probably including the next couple of days. After that, it does go below average in the northeast. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Look at this. The most above, the most slightly above we have seen on this map in a very long time. 8 to 14 days. Now look at this. Near normal in the northeast, below in the central region and the west coast. Texas, you'll kind of be like a battleground, and Florida will remain above. And take a look at this. Slightly above average precipitation in the east. If we get that trough that comes around Thanksgiving, that could set the stage up for several smaller systems to come into play. It's going to be more active. It's not going to be one of those dry patterns where nothing happens and the fronts dry out. We are done with that pattern in the east. Things are going to be more interesting going forward. And the west coast in the 8 to 14th day actually looks like there could be a break. Check back, though, in future updates. That is subject to change because we've seen that in the past, and look what's happening now. A huge atmospheric river is coming into the northwest. So, to end today, again, if you're in the west coast, be prepared. Your storm system is starting now. It's a long rotation system. It is going to last through Saturday. The worst of the flooding is expected to be on Thursday. Winds will gust 50 to maybe even as high as 70 miles per hour in some locations. That will cause power outages. That will bring down trees, wires. I hope you are prepared. I hope you have generators if you live in those areas. And if you're in the mountains, get ready. You have a ton of snow coming. If you're in the northeast, it is going to be windy with this system that develops as well. So windy, raw, cold conditions coming Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Rain. It will change to snow in some places. Some places will see accumulating snow. Upstate New York, the mountains of Vermont, the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and yes, even central and western Pennsylvania, higher elevations in the Alleghenies will see the first accumulating snow of the season. We'll have another update again tomorrow. If you enjoyed us, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. Let me know, what's the weather doing in your neck of the woods? All right, you can also follow me on Climate Data Report on Blue Sky, and you can also follow me on X at Climate Data RPT. Alrighty, I will see you all again tomorrow. Until I see you again tomorrow, have a fantastic Tuesday evening, and stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching.